Okay, this is going to be part two, Hatsan Domanator. We'll start disassembly of the trigger, and I will try to go through this as best I can. Have to have proper tools for some of this stuff. Alright, let's begin from, I just took a quick view of it, overview there. And this will be like any other Hatsan I've taken apart. Okay, this is just the one spring here. I like to just lay it out. I know you can't see it at the moment, but I'll lay it out on the paper towel, or I mean on my sheet there. I'm going to back it off here just for a feel. Just have to get some other tools ready here. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Like I said on the other one, you have to open this eyelet up carefully for the spring. Now just give it a tweak back later on. And actually, for what I should do with this, to take the pressure off, oops, I'm going to open it up, cock it, as you would. Not fully cock it, but just take the pressure off the spring. It's much easier with a brake barrel. You can just cock it and be done with it. I'm going to take a block of wood, and as I open up the cocking arm, put the block of wood there, which will make it much easier for me. There we go. I'll just leave that hanging there for now. I'll release that block of wood, cocking arm back down. Okay. Might just be easier if I have this in my hand at the moment. Let's take the safety off. That was a safety spring there. So I can see it pivots in one spot, the center one. I'm just going to push that down. Not all of these pins are the same size, but some are. They're also tapered on one side, so remember which way the taper goes. Hence me recording this. And the trigger assembly, well, trigger is out. Like I said, I'm just laying it down right now, so I have everything in order. Okay, let's see what else we got here. And right now, I'm going to put this back on there because I'm going to need two hands. Really think I'm going to hire someone to just sit over me and zoom in and out. Alright, that's a bit too much, but I want to make sure everybody can get a clear view of it. Alright. So right here, oops, should I say right here, there's a little tab that goes through the safety. You may have to sometimes bend that a little and push down just to get it out. Which actually this one does not look like it's bent. I'm just going to put my thumb here, take my pliers lightly. I want to get closer. Okay, there we go. Just make sure you do not bend anything, obviously. And all these pins are very loose, so they could fall out on you, so I try not to move the gun around. When I reassemble, I have grease on them, so it actually holds them in together. For the safety now, I will take this center pin out and the pivot point. And the safety is out. Take the pin out. I put it back through the safety so I know where it goes. Okay. Now for the safety removal, I'm going to pull out part of the safety right here. It's a little oily, so it is a little slick. Take this out. As you can hopefully see, that pin is very loose and could fall out. Okay. I'm just trying to see how easy it's going to be. Okay, this is one whole assembly. This is just like my other Hatsan here. So I'm just going to put my finger on the other side, gently push down on this pin in the slot till it's flush. I'm not taking it out. I'm going to turn it over. Okay, and this trigger will have to be reset before I put it back in here. I'll go over that later. And there's plenty of YouTube videos out there. So what I'm going to do is just make sure this pin is clear. Push down on this pin if I can. Or actually, you know what I'm going to do before I do that? Add a proper screwdriver. I'm going to take this out. Oh, which is in there pretty good. Okay. It just gets it out of the way. One less thing. There is a star washer on here. Do not lose it. Let's just check. Okay. Still pretty good in view. Just going to take a punch here, give it a couple light taps, see if that pin wants to move for me. And yes. No. Not taking it out all the way. Just enough. And this is a little tricky to sneak out. Just like it is in my 135. Put my finger under there, get that pin down just a little further. It has to come out on an angle. just have to make sure those pins are down and out of the way. And I'll show you the back piece to this. There's two pieces to this. Okay. I'm just going to push down on this other pin just for clearance. Make sure. Okay, that spring was stopping it from going down. There we go. Not always. There we go. Okay. So this is how it came out. Now on the back side, there's another piece that goes in here. And we'll put that to the side. Okay, we'll flip it over. And as I see, I'm going to take this out again. We'll back it out a little. Sorry. Might be easier just for me to turn it. But this is your safety when cocking. This pulls and stops it from being able to discharge while you're cocking it. This pin has to fully come out, and this pin has to fully come out. But when you do that, you have your sears inside. But what I'm going to do is actually push it the other way. So once again, it has clearance to slide by that pin. There we go. Just to get it flush. And I'm going to see if I can put this pin down through the other way without taking it all the way out at the moment. I may have to. Darn it. I may have to, but at the moment I'm just no, it came all the way out, which is fine. I'm just going to reset it later. This pin has to go down further. And do I have a wide enough view? Okay. Let me just turn it. You slide this out, slide it up, turn it up, and it will come off there. Okay, so the trigger is pretty much all disassembled. Let's see. Unfortunately, this is not going to be... I won't be able to use my other spring compressor, I don't believe, because I have no place to lock it. Usually there's a piece right here I can lock it in. I do have a couple other spring compressors I can use. If not, I'll have to stop, come up with something, and I just pretty much make my own spring compressors. Not sure if this is going to work or not. I do believe it will. For safety, I'll put it on now. The gas ram isn't bad because it only comes out maybe 3/4 of an inch, if that. But the spring, oh yeah, and I see an issue already. The spring is going to be too much for this. I don't have enough. I don't have enough gap here for that spring to come out, so I may have to make another spring compressor tomorrow at work. But I will put one in for safety, and this is actually something I made here. Well, I didn't make this, a spark plug crimper, and all I did was divot the back, and this works beautifully to slide over that plastic piece. And the divot actually holds it in place. So we'll just put this in place if it will go over the barrel. Not sure if it will yet or not. This barrel looks a little bigger than what I'm normally put in here. Oh, just a little delay on doing this, but I just want to see if I can get the trigger out, and just for safety, I'd like to have it in here. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to force this, because then you're going to scratch up your gun, and it's not worth it. Maybe one of my old ones, yeah, but not a brand new one. Okay, there we go. This is just going to be removal of the, apparently this episode is going to be just removal of the trigger. So, I figured I'm going to have a couple parts to this anyway, so. Put just a little pressure on there. And now I'm only going to remove the first 2 pins. That one came out beautifully easy. And with these pins, yeah, I will just chamfer the edges, any that it just makes it easier for install later on. I keep those 2 pins separate, so I know, yep, I have enough pressure on there. So I know those are for the trigger. There's different lengths once you get accustomed to doing this, and beautifully, trigger just comes right out. So I will have to set this trigger once I'm done working it, deburr, polish, and like I said, I'm not going to get too far into the whole trigger thing. I've explained it before in some other videos if you want to watch, and there's plenty of videos out there. So, but this will have to be reset. Oops. I can't take it out because that pin's in there. But anyways, I'm going to put this to the side and I'll be working on this tonight. That way it'll be all set, and then I'll be able to, I'm going to make a new one tomorrow, and I will pull the spring out and we will go over all the internals. Alright, thanks, and part 3 will hopefully be in a day or 2. And you know what we'll do? We'll just go and take a look here. There's just a plastic piece in here that holds the spring. The guide, spring pin guide, goes up here. I want to see how tight that is, if I have to make a new one, or if it's acceptable on the tightness. Usually you have to make new ones, but we'll see. This I'm not sure of yet. I think I saw a video where they just left it in there, so I will not have to take it out. I think you just have to depress it when pulling that out. And I will check for all burrs. I deburr all this in here, all that. Everywhere's where the piston seal might hit on the new seal on the way in. Okay, thanks for watching.